So I was at this meeting where it was men and women, and we were talking about black relationships, like what's happening within black relationships, the dysfunction, the whatever. We were talking about what's going on in black relationships, right? And in this meeting, it was mostly a room full of Muslims, conscious people like the woke people, and just all kind of people, but mostly Muslim and conscious, aware people. And so we were talking, and I raised the topic of male violence. I raised the topic of black men being the men who commit the most violence against their women. And I said, what is going on? Why is there so much violence? And when I tell y'all the gaslighting that took place, so there were like 5 people on stage who were the leaders of the meeting. It was 3 men and 2 women. And after I had raised my topic, and I was emotional because this topic, I'm very passionate about it, right? Because of the things that have happened to me, the things that have happened to the people who I know, the things that have happened to people who I don't know, because it's a freaking global crisis. Femicide is a global crisis, right? So I say my thing, and then this motherfucking Pillsbury fucking doughboy down the aisle raises his hand and is like, well, I'm the first one in my family that don't put my hands on women, and I'm the first one in my family that went to school, and I don't do that. Sitting next to his wife. And then, of course, everybody in the room is clapping, like, yeah, yeah, clapping and shit for that bullshit. And I'm like, I said, well, good for you, but we're not talking about you. We're talking about numbers. We're talking about statistics. This is a meeting of what is happening within black relationships. That is a high point issue that is taking place within black relationships that nobody seems to want to talk about. Let's talk about that. I'm not talking about you individually. Right? And so we keep going forward, right? And some other people say some stuff. And then I'm waiting for the people on stage to say something about it. I'm waiting for them to be informed, maybe pull up a Google search or something. Like, how come they don't even know this? Like, what the fuck kind of meeting is this? And I knew at that point that I shouldn't have been in that meeting. I should not have been in that pointless meeting where people just want to hear themselves talk and they don't really want to figure out anything. They don't really want to resolve anything. They just want to hear themselves talk. It was pretty pointless, right? And so this woman raises her hand to talk, and she says something to me. I can't remember exactly what, but it was something about, being careful about blaming black men and all this, some fuckery, right? And this guy on, one of the leaders on stage said something. He said, black men, we are a conquered people. He said, we're conquered. Essentially, he kind of gave up. He didn't tell me, yes, it is a problem. What he said was, black men are conquered. We're conquered. You can't expect us to go out there and fight these issues and fight that issues. And he essentially was making an excuse for the violence that black men perpetuate onto their women and children. He essentially made an excuse for it. His excuse was that black men are a conquered race. He was saying that the white man has conquered the black man or whatever. And I said, okay, well, unconquer yourselves already. Unfucking conquer yourselves. Like, how long are you going to say that? Like, that's not even a valid excuse for anything. Like, and I would say to them, y'all don't even want to talk about the topic at hand because y'all know it's a problem. And y'all don't want to get to the root of the problem. Y'all want to sit up here and make it seem like black men are just magnificent and great and they don't have any issues, and this is one of the most serious issues that they have, and y'all don't want to talk about it. And the gaslighting that they tried to put on me, this other the fucking Pillsbury Doughboy, his wife wanted to chime in. I had to shut her down. Shut up, I don't want to hear, because at that point my patience was gone. I don't want to hear shit from nobody. I don't want to hear none of you fucking women that sit there and back up y'all fucking abusive men. I don't want to hear y'all say fucking shit. I had to shut all of them down. Shut the fuck. I don't want to hear none of that shit. I said, this is a huge problem in the black community, and y'all don't want to fucking talk about it. Y'all want to sit here and waste time. And I got up and I left because I was like, I'm not about to sit here in this purposeless meeting where y'all are lying to each other. Lying to each other. Don't want to talk about the real things that need to be talked about. And when I went outside, I left the meeting, one of the women who were on the stage, one of the leaders, she came out there and she gave me a hug, right? She gave me a hug. And she said, everything you said was right. Everything that you said was right. I also was in an abusive relationship. And they were in there trying to gaslight you. And I said, why you didn't say that when we was in there? Why are you coming out here to say it? You sat up there and didn't say nothing the entire time. You said nothing. You allowed them to gaslight. And you come out here and you give me a hug. I said, this is a part of the problem. I said, you are a leader. You're part of the leadership. And you sat up there, you said nothing. Nothing. And so, sometimes I don't even be realizing like how courageous I am, how amazing I am, how brave I am, because it's just like a part of me. Like to me, it's like I was just talking, but a lot of people are cowards. A lot of people are afraid. A lot of people can't talk, then and the list goes on and on and on and on and on. And so for the courageous people out there, the brave people out there, if you're anything like me, a lot of times we are like a lone wolf. We be by ourselves, just alone in our stances, alone when we do things. No support that shows up when it's important to show up. And that's why I like social media, because like I can find other people that are like me, and I've found a whole lot of y'all on here, and I love y'all and I appreciate y'all so much. And I've also came across a whole bunch of cowards who like to stay around me on social media. There's probably more cowards than non-cowards, and I wish they would get the fuck on somewhere, but hey, it comes with the territory. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with y'all, so that if you're in a situation where you feel like you're being gaslit, you most likely are. You most likely are. And get up and get the hell out of that situation. You're not supposed to be there. Do not even shine your light on those people who really need your light, but do not waste it on those types of people who want to resent you for your light. Be around people who want to replenish you and want to appreciate you for your light. Okay. That's it. That's all. Love you. Bye bye.